Well, hello everyone. It's me again. This time for a little lunch and learn on fixed ops. How's your day going? I am finally recovered from the DMSC conference. It was an exhausting experience, especially since this was the first time we did a live stream event. If you're on the live stream and you attended DMSC, I'd love to hear what you had to say about the experience. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from DMSC. I'm going to mention a few things today that we learned from the DMSC live stream, but most of all, what is so cool is that dealers are able to go back now to see every workshop, every keynote, every speaker. So it's really great that we have kind of gone through. We broke ground. We've had a lot of other automotive groups interested in learning what we learned about the live stream event. And our consultant, Scott Richard, is going to be working with some other folks to help them with their live stream events. So it's exciting. So make sure if you're watching on the live stream, say hello, so I can see who's here, and we'll have some fun with that, okay? Again, I wanted to thank everyone who believed in us, who leaned in and helped support us financially for this event. There's a lot of opportunities. And what we found out is based on a physical live event and a virtual event, we were able to have 5 times as many dealership rooftops exposed to the content, 5 times as many dealership rooftops. So I think that's really worthwhile, to share with everyone, because it's that group of sponsors that really made it possible for us to excel and, make things happen. So just want to let everyone know that in November, oh, look, David Harmon. Hey, David, how are you? In November, we have the Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit, the AAA Summit. That's how I'm now calling it, because it's hard to say AAAS. So the AAA Summit in November, based on our great experience with DMSC and based on the fact that Florida is still a hot spot for COVID, we are going 100% virtual for AAA Summit. Why? Well, we surveyed 75%, we surveyed all the dealers, and 75% of them told us that they didn't feel really comfortable flying to Florida in November. Hey, Christy, how are you? So we are going 100% virtual. That will mean our 2 main conferences will be 100% virtual. Also, our Fixed Ops Boot Camp will be 100% virtual as well. Dominic, thank you. DMSC was great. Well, man, thank you, Dominic, for that word of encouragement. So start to look for some announcements on the social media channels for our virtual conference. Today, I want to talk about the 3 marketing pillars for fixed ops marketing online. Obviously, fixed ops marketing in general has a lot more than just these 3 pillars. I'm talking about online marketing. David Harmon, you have an amazing platform to help dealers close more business, generate more revenue using technology. And if you haven't had a demo from David, he's in the live stream, so you could say hello to him. But I want to talk about these 3 pillars. Now, in addition to these 3 pillars, marketing can also include direct mail. And obviously, OEMs believe in that. I still get service notices on cars that I haven't had for years. Email marketing, which would be retention marketing campaigns. There are a number of companies that have an email lifecycle marketing strategy. And, companies like CDK, for example, who have a DMS product, integrated service, marketing tools. There's a number of companies that have that. Who else is joining? George, welcome to the live stream. And thanks for your encouragement to encourage more, virtual events. Richard, smart move. Now others will be able to join November and fix up. Yeah. Here's what I found out. I assume that dealers believe in education. And for the most part, they do. But if they have to send somebody to a conference, what I found is there was 3 problems that we would run into. Number one, the dealer was afraid of their employee being taken away from them. And that's a valid concern, especially for superstar general managers or a superstar fixed ops director. Number 2, they were just too valuable in the dealer's mind to be out of the dealership 3 or 4 days, especially if you have to fly to California or on the other coast, Florida. And the third piece, which surprised me, was cost. Dealers, spend millions of dollars to run a dealership, and they say, well, to send you to California, it's going to be $900 for a ticket, and then, hotel and airfare, and, I'm not spending $3,000 on your education, even though you are the marketing manager and running a $3 million marketing budget. Hey, go figure. But the cool thing about the live stream events, if done professionally, which we believe DMSC was, and pick it up, now we can expand a wider audience. Like I mentioned, there was 5 times as many dealership rooftops engaged in DMSC, and we had an affiliate, our partners in Italy, running a conference on Wednesday that tag team off ours. So actually there was another 100 dealers and OEMs in Italy that loved the Italian content, which we coordinated, and they also had a chance to see ours. So today I wanted to, just share with you my gratefulness for everyone. And I want to talk about, the 3 pillars of fixed ops online marketing. And I want to just zoom in here, and let me just do this so everyone can see it. Get myself off the screen here. And I don't know if you've done this. Hey, Tim. Hey, John. Dawood, thank you for being on the live stream. When the 3 pillars, most people forget how powerful Google My Business is, and I'm not going to rehash that every franchise dealer should have a sales, service, and parts Google My Business listing separately. I'm not going to rehash that. But I did this search just a few minutes ago, and I typed in Ford diesel engine repair near me. And of course, there were some ads at the top, but I want to focus on the map pack. Notice there's Jersey Diesel, ProCat, Truck Repair, Mid-Atlantic Power Stroke. But there are a number of Ford dealers near me, and obviously Ford has diesel engines, especially in their commercial trucks. How come not a single Ford dealer showed up? Well, there's a number of factors. They could possibly not have a dedicated service Google My Business listing. Again, I'm not going to beat that horse. But they do advertise so much for fixed ops. Why isn't their Google My Business listing showing up here? Now, just hold on for a second. I don't want to give away the whole story, but let's have some fun, with this complete. This is super important. Now, I also did Chevrolet diesel engine repair near me. And again, I scrolled past a couple of the pay-per-click ads. And notice now, Seco Chevrolet, which is nearby, Circle Chevrolet, their service listing. Now, it was really a service listing in name. Really, they are not paying any attention to it. They only had 7 reviews. There was no real merchandising, products and services. And there's Mac, Truck, and Auto. Again, the 2 Chevy dealers showed up, but only the 1 Chevy dealer service listing showed up. And you could even make the case that there were other Chevy dealers that should be showing up. But something's missing here. Something's missing in a big way, and I don't think anybody saw it. Can someone tell me what's missing? And there's some people here who have experience with fixed ops marketing. So before I show you it, what's missing? I did 2 fixed ops searches. One for Ford, none of the Ford dealers showed up. And for Chevy, the Chevy dealers showed up, but they were random. They weren't intentional. You could even say they may be accidentally showing up. What are you talking about? Let me go back to the screen. And then you'll have a chance to see it. And you could do this, by the way, in your local markets. I typed in personal injury attorney near me. Would you go ahead and do that if you have a window open? Okay, just, do it. Now, you'll notice that there's pay-per-click ads. So you should just know that this keyword phrase, personal injury attorney, that costs about $50 to $75 a click. And in some markets, it can be over $100 per click. That's how expensive those clicks are. Now, you'll notice you wouldn't know this if you're not from New Jersey, but Chabelle is a reputable and knowledgeable firm. Matter of fact, they were one of my first clients back in 2005, and they're paying for that click, okay? But they're paying dearly for that click. Now, when you scroll down in the Google My Business, in that search result, there's the Google My Business pack. Can somebody tell me what's different here? Can you see it? Can you see what was missing from the Ford dealers in the Eatontown market? What was missing from the Chevy dealers in the market? I mean, we gotta be students of this. This is big. This is big. I wanted to share with you the 3 pillars of Fixed Ops marketing strategy. And this is a strategy that PCG Digital offers dealers who want to absolutely crush the local competition, not just franchisees now. I'm talking about people who have independent service centers. And well, some of you are blessed. You're blessed because you can't take any more service business. There's others of you who would like to get more service business. Maybe you have room for another 10, 20, even 30% more service. Some of you, if there was enough demand, would create a second shift if you could find the techs. What was showing on the personal injury attorneys? No one has said it. No one has said it. I'm looking. It's not the reviews. What was on that page? Well, okay, I'll go back. What was on that page that was not on any of the pages when I did automotive searches? Interesting. What is that, Brian? I mean, is that part of a secret sauce, a strategy that works? Jamie thought it was the reviews. No. The Rothberg law firm, by the way, let's be clear, is nowhere near Eatontown, New Jersey. It's nowhere near it. Remember, I said personal injury attorney near me. Oh, you mean you could actually promote your Google My Business listing in intentional local searches? Oh, you mean when somebody types in tire shop near me, brake shop near me, wheel alignment near me, auto air conditioning repair near me, we can be intentional? Oh, yes, you can. But obviously, a lot of people don't know this, and so they are bidding up the keyword block. But when someone wants to service their car, would you agree with me? Just give me an amen in the comments. Wouldn't you say maps is more important? Because when you want to service your car, you want to find the place closest to you. And if you're like me, there's 3 or 4 Ford dealers pretty much equidistant. There's 3 or 4 Chevy dealers equidistant. There's 3 or 4 Honda dealers equidistant. Hello, talk to me. Isn't Google Maps so important? Come on, let me hear it. Let me hear it from you guys. I want to hear what you're talking. So when I say 3 pillars, you would say, well, Brian, I've been buying keywords, but I've never been given the opportunity to promote my Google My Business listing. Well, maybe it's time to give PCG Digital a shot at your fixed ops marketing, but that was just one of the three pillars. The second pillar I want to talk about is Facebook, and I'm not going to do an elaborate, demonstration of Facebook campaigns. I mean, you would be a little bored with that, but I will tell you that if you didn't attend DMSC, you can still buy tickets and watch all 40 plus sessions, keynotes, panels, and workshops. Okay, it's all online for 30 days. This keynote presentation I did with Bob Lanham from Facebook got so much positive feedback because it talked about Facebook attribution. Now, in November is the AAA Summit, the Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit. And PCG Digital is working with Facebook to create some amazing, compelling case studies to share in November at AAA Summit. If you're a dealer who wants to elevate their fixed ops marketing strategy and wants to use the new Facebook attribution platform, you should reach out to me. Our three-pillar approach includes innovations with Google, which I just showed you. And by the way, you probably won't find a single franchise dealer in the United States that's using that local ad strategy properly. Opportunity? Yes. Now, let's get back to Facebook. So what Facebook is doing is a breakthrough because if you remember, in the Google ecosystem, they have something called store visits. Do you remember that? So the idea is if somebody saw a Google ad or clicked on a Google ad, meaning like they saw a pre-roll video or they clicked on an ad, Google would try to map how many of those people crossed the threshold of the dealership. And of course, one of the weaknesses of that is that the data isn't matched to DMS data. So you have to assume they just were on the property for something. But dealers who buy their own name in paid search, which I'm not a fan of, should know that a lot of the people who type in the dealership's name are there for service. And you should know this, the national average is 7-to-1. If a dealer sells 200 cars, they're probably doing 1,400, 7-to-1, 1,400 ROs. Do you guys know what your ratio is? I have dealers I work with have 10-to-1, even as high as 15-to-1. So if they're selling 200 cars, they're doing 3,000 repair orders a month. I mean, there's some massive service operations. But here's my point. The Google Store Visits metric is somewhat muddied because you don't know whether that person was in for service or sales. Do you understand that? Somebody saw your ad and they came in. But if the ad was for sales and they came in for service, okay, yes, they came in. But if you're buying your own name or buying your own brand, isn't that a self-fulfilling prophecy? What Facebook introduced was the ability to actually match DMS data, transactional data, to the Facebook campaigns and actually show the revenue associated with the Facebook ad campaigns. So Bob introduced Facebook attribution and analytics at the MSC and went into some discussions with me on that. Now, Facebook attribution doesn't replace Google Analytics. It doesn't replace maybe other attribution tools, okay? But it is an amazing new tool. And I want to work with some dealers, especially on fixed ops, to do this three-pillar approach. Use the Google local ads, crush the competition in maps. Number two, use Facebook attribution to really show the ROS, the return on ad spend, or the ROAS, just like we need another acronym in this industry. Okay, we don't. But what I do want to mention here is that in a very simple approach, without using lookalike audiences or anonymous shopper data, which we learned a lot about from great guys like David Wren at Stream Automotive or AJ from Leads RX, I want to just say, if you look at your DMS, these three primary pillars in Facebook before you go advanced is your active customers, your inactive customers, and then people who are in just for service. I mean, what the cool thing is that you can actually direct specific campaigns to each of these groups. And of course, if you're a very, very large dealer, you can break these up even more. And now with Facebook Attribution, bring in that DMS data and match revenue up. So that's really important. Now, if you are in acquisition mode, meaning, hey, Brian, we're already doing those three things, as part of our fixed ops strategy, I want to talk to you about a social media sales funnel. Oh, I don't think I was sharing that screen. Hold on. Let me come over here for a minute. There we go. Sorry. So for Facebook at the basics, let's see, Rick Buffin, Colby Reagan, check out our OEM's Tier 2 programs. They're more aggressive than dealers, local competitors in most cases. Wow, look at that. And Colby says, buying your own name, laugh out loud, only if someone else is buying it. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you about buying someone else's name another time. I won't just detract. It's almost let them buy your name. It's really a bad return on investment. But when you think of Facebook audiences in general, okay, you should be starting with these three pillars, okay, and then start to do some advanced things. And one of the things I want to talk to you about is the social media sales funnel. The social media sales funnel is something that we talked about at the conference as well. Is if you're in acquisition mode, you can put together a general service awareness, like for now during COVID, it could be your contactless service drive, okay? It could be your mobile pay system. As David Harmer will tell you, it could be the way in which service repairs are approved and interactive to generate more revenue when the car is on the lift. Okay, the idea is you get a video which tells the story of what differentiate your Honda service versus another Honda service, or your Chevy dealer service versus another Chevy dealer service, okay? And you run this on Facebook in a radius around your dealership. Maybe it's a 10-mile radius. Facebook will tell you how many people viewed it, 75% or more. And let's just say you ran it for 2 weeks and 5,000 people watch that video. You can take those 5,000, put them in a second follow-up audience, and then show a second video to them. That video could be the tactical things about how easy it is to schedule, maybe because you have conversational commerce. You don't have to use the service form. You can call us or text us. It could be the mobile pay functionalities. Again, putting it in your mind, it's faster and easier to do business with your dealership. And let's just say out of the 5,000 that you push the second video to, 2,000 people watch that. That's the audience that's gold. Do you see what I'm creating? A social media sales funnel. Now those 2,000, I start to send offers to, specific offers. Facebook offers. This time of year, I would do auto air conditioning service, okay? This time of year, it could be a battery. With these high heats, batteries could be failing. With these high heats, it could be a tire special. You see what I'm doing? I'm building a social media sales funnel so that I'm using Facebook's engagement data to serve a second and then a third. And the third is that call to action. Now, here's the key. No one wants to fill out your service form. No one wants to fill out your service form. Nobody wants to fill out your service form. Did I make that clear? So what's the call to action for fixed ops campaigns? If you're forcing people to fill out a service appointment form, you're losing at least half of your conversions, at least half. You should be driving people, whether it's in a Facebook campaign, to go right to a messaging solution and talk to a service advisor to book, or a conversational commerce where the landing page pops up or has a button, talk to one of our service specialists now. You don't want to make them fill out a form. So you talk to them, you chat with them, and now we can even do video conferencing. Can I get an amen on the video conferencing? Steve Ressler from Drive Centric was showing people the integrated rooms in their CRM now. They include video. We heard from Live Person about their integrated video communication platform, and of course their advanced AI, which is powering, by the way, online ordering for Chipotle. You can order online at Chipotle all via text, and their AI handles the entire order, delivers it right to your door. I mean, some pretty big breakthrough things are happening here. So I just want to let you know, Ashley said service forms are so painful. Yes, can I get an amen for Ashley? Russell says great stuff, and yes, the forms really do not appear to work. And tell you the truth, and is it like taxi cab confessions? I'm really not like a geeky car guy. I just love the car business. But you know, one of the things that these service forms ask you, depending on if they're integrated or you have an account already, was this idea of, you know, what engine do you have? And I'll tell you the truth, I don't know what engine's in my car. You know, how many miles are on the car? I just want to service, you know. And sometimes people hit these forms, they're like, oh, if I pick the wrong engine, maybe the prices are going to go up, and they just stop. And then they try to call you, and then they're put on hold, and no one wants to pick up, and they leave a voicemail. You with me? Why aren't we just saying, click here to book, have a conversation with me? You come to my virtual showroom, my website, I'm going to take care of you, right? I made a cartoon recently that showed, you know, somebody coming into the front showroom and saying, hey, I have a question on a car. And the receptionist hands them a clipboard with a form and says, please fill out this form, sit in the chair. Someone will be with you in a few hours. No one does that. Well, why are we doing it for our service customers? So I just want to let you know that we had a breakthrough keynote at DMSC. You can still buy tickets and watch every session, but Bob Lanham and PCG Digital are doing a special project now with folks that really want to see the ROAS, the return on ad spend from Facebook. And so in addition to the cool Google local ads and the attribution we can do there, and number two, the Facebook, we're really excited about that. And then if you missed, let's just see a couple other comments here. Russell says, needs to be simple with and what's next and when to make it easy for them to convert. They just want to convert, just saying. Yes, Russell, that was a mouthful of tongue-twisting text, but I know what you're trying to say is that you got to make it fast and easy. Listen, I'm going to give you an example. My Honda Pilot needs service. The service light's been going on. And why are I not doing it? Because I don't want to talk to anybody and I don't want to fill out a form. And if somebody from the dealership called me right now, I'd book the appointment. Okay. But when I do book the appointment, I think I'd rather just do it via chat. And there are great tools like Dealer Inspire Conversations, which has Anabot, which will do the whole booking through a conversation without any manpower, right? Car Now with the AI workflows, same thing. Gubagoo, same thing. That you can create a book service immediately now. And this is why the 3 pillars of fixed ops marketing for some of you sounds old, but here's the thing. I bet you're driving people to forms. I don't think that you've made conversational commerce a foundation of your service marketing. Fast and easy, that's the way to do it. Now, I want to show you a great photo from the conference. And this was one of the best video production quality was Tim Martell. Tim is also known as the SEO animal. Many years ago, I would say at least 10 years ago, J.D. Rucker, Tim Martell and I were on the cover of, Auto Success. It's hanging on my wall over there. And it was because of the great work we did at Marlboro Nissan together. Now, Tim has since left retail and started Wikimotive, which is a company really focused on SEO, and he blew everyone away. He did an amazing job at DMSC because their SEO strategies for auto dealers are world-class. I bring this up because Tim reminded me about, the lack of enthusiasm that dealers seem to have about SEO. Now, Tim's team is excited. I started with SEO. If you know my Twitter handle, it's Automotive SEO. So Tim, JD Rucker and myself were really the original three musketeers of automotive SEO. And that's why SEO has to be a part or the third pillar in an online marketing strategy for fixed ops. And why do I bring this up? Most dealers don't have enough content on their website for fixed ops. For those of you who work at dealerships, how many individual pages outside of scheduling your service and your service specials page, how many individual pages do you have for the different services? I see Julia gave me a hallelujah for video conferencing. Ryan Bowles said 70+% abandonment on service scheduler forms and applications, sometimes higher. Love the advocacy, building up messaging. Listen, it just makes sense. If somebody's car is broken, they don't need to fill out like a credit application telling them about the car. They don't need a quiz on what make, model, engine size. I mean, honestly, if you ask, I just looked it up because it's coming up, but if you ask me what year is my car, I probably would get it wrong, a 50-50 chance. I mean, that's how nose to the grindstone I am at my business. The car is just getting me, here or there. Except my new Corvette that's supposed to come any day, but I don't know when it's coming because Chevrolet's production schedule is secret. But aside from that, I do know it will be a 2020 Corvette C8, red tan interior, and I never even drove one, so this is the first time I've bought a car without even test driving it. But I digress slightly. The reason why I want to talk about SEO, and I asked you how many pages are on your website, do you have a page for brakes and a page for tires and a page for wheel alignment and a page for auto air conditioning servicing? I mean, you should know, right? Your Google My Business for service has 10 categories, 10, 10, 10. Most dealers have one, like auto repair shop, it's abandoned. Man, when you tune up your Google My Business listing, which is part of the SEO strategy, of course, you can get 5,000 to 10,000 extra impressions per month for fixed ops. I have a call this afternoon with a GM dealership. I mean, their Google My Business listings are so jacked up. I mean, they're missing at least 10,000. They're multi-brands in one facility. They're missing at least 10,000 free local service impressions. And Dawad's challenging my tan interior. Dawad, did you want black? Black? Hey, Brett Sutherland. Yeah, content is non-existent in fixed ops 90% of the time. Absolutely. Colby says, came into the dealership to push digital. It's tough getting SEO for some older guys to take and jump on it and spend the money. I know it's worth it. It just makes sense. Well, let me explain. That's why I wanted to do today the 3 pillars of fixed ops marketing. Colby, if your dealership wants a firm and effective strategy for fixed ops, you have to have 3 pillars. And I explain why. Google local ads, that's immediate. That's making the phone ring right away. Facebook, with the Facebook attribution now, can actually correlate ad dollars to revenue, which is fantastic. And of course, SEO. Well, where are you going to drive people on a Facebook campaign or a Google Ads campaign if you're buying old school keywords? What's the landing page? Well, we don't have landing pages for brakes and tires and wheel alignment and diesel engine repair. Man, if you're a Chrysler dealer, a Ford dealer, a Chevy dealer, man, you better be showing up for diesel engine repair. We just showed that most franchise dealers don't show up because they don't have a page on their website for diesel engine repair, yet they want to sell more commercial trucks. Go figure. Tim Martell, come on, let me put back Tim's mess. Look, Tim Martell, SEO animal. He smelled the money. He smelled the money. Tim saying, I smell the money. And the bottom line is, go and take a look at your website and how much content do you really have? And the answer is the average in the United States, about 4 pages of content. You have a service specials page, a service scheduler page, maybe a service hours page, and maybe if you're a Toyota dealer, you have Toyota Care or some extended warranty. Like, hello, 3 pillars, right? Google local ads, Facebook with attribution modeling now, and SEO with a strong emphasis on Google My Business, sales, service, and parts, plus a lot of content. Those are the 3 pillars for fixed ops internet marketing. Why is it hard to convince dealers that they need more content? I don't know. But you see, you could spend thousands of dollars a month. Google's not giving your website authority for those searches. So your quality score is down. You're spending sometimes 50, 75% more per click because you don't have the content. Hold on, Brian, are you telling me if we're spending thousands of dollars on Google Ads and our quality score is low, but it could be higher if we built content through an SEO strategy, it would pay for itself? Well, it would definitely pay for a good chunk of it. I mean, a good SEO strategy it's more than just content. And the Tim Martell team knows that. Tim said, how much content? 10,000 words a month just for fixed ops. Yeah, hello. You see, dealers have been kind of hoodwinked in the sense that the OEMs really focused on sales, so they only told them that they should have a sales GMB listing. Now we know that they're supposed to have service and parts, and if you have a body shop, and if you have a car rental, you're going to have a car rental, and if you have an electric vehicle charging station on your property, you probably already have a PIN that you haven't claimed. There's a lot of local search things. And then no one's telling dealers that they need to update their Google My Business for service with reviews each month. We have strategy for that, and with products and services and specials. But as Tim said, you need content. Why do you need content? Because you have to compete against the Firestones and the Jiffy Lubes and the Meineke's and the Pep Boys. And guess what they've been doing? They've had content on their website for all the things that you are offering. But having 4 pages with lots of graphics and forms and no content, you're blowing up your Google Ads dollars, and you're missing organic search, and you're missing a better customer experience. That's why the 3 pillars, which is Google Local Ads, Facebook with Attribution, and SEO with a huge emphasis on content and GMB, is really the 3 pillars of fixed ops internet marketing. Those are the 3 pillars. If you're not really leaning in on these 3 things, I want to encourage you to reach out to me. Why? Because I'd like to come to the AAA Summit in November, and Bob Lanham has asked me, Brian, let's get some dealers who really want to lean in, and I want to lean in with fixed ops because there's not enough conversation about fixed ops marketing with true return on ad spend. And I also know that the Google Local strategy works for sales of new and used cars. That's another conversation for another day. But I'm looking for some dealers who are tired of having fixed ops as an abandoned, redheaded stepchild in the corner. Here's, what are you doing for fixed ops marketing? I don't know. I just give my fixed ops director $5,000 a month. And he does whatever he wants about it. Oh, what is he doing with it? Well, he's doing some direct mail and email. How's it working? I don't know, but he doesn't ask, and I don't ask. Can anybody see? Is anybody picking up what I'm putting down? Let's see what Rick said. Most marketing companies have no idea what the overall quality score is for the ads they're running. Amen. FYI, there are free Google Ads scripts that will provide all this for you and export it to Google Sheet for you daily. Tim Martell says, do I smell Brian Pash Fixed Ops Workshop at AAS? Well, in September, we're going to do the Fixed Ops Marketing Bootcamp, just a one-day event. It will be virtual. We were going to do it in Florida, but Florida is like a nuclear bomb went off on it, so no one really wants to fly to Florida. So in September, we're going to do a one-day Fixed Ops Marketing Bootcamp. And that will be a lot of fun. I'll start promoting that now as DMSC is done. But Tim, to answer your question, at the AAA Summit in November, I hope the team from Wikimoto will be there because dealers really need to understand the financial benefits of SEO. And of course, you guys specialize that. They need to know the financial benefits of really well-run Facebook campaigns. And they surely need a better strategy that's omni-channel for fixed ops online marketing And the fact that most franchise dealers are not running local ads are like, hello, let me get it. Landscapers have figured it out. Lawyers have figured this out. Medi centers have figured this out, but no franchise dealers? I smell some money there. That's why I wanted to share these things with you. Some of you will do, some of these recommendations on your own. Others, you know in your heart that your internal team doesn't have the ability to do it, and your current agency isn't bringing these new ideas to you. So the only thing I want to tell you is, if you're looking to really dominate, you need to reach out. Let me just pull up a little screen here. So if you go to brianpash.com, you'll notice we have an events button. We have all my books. We have a special manager mentoring program. It's just brianpash.com. But you'll also notice that there's some communication buttons if you want to chat, if you want to call me, But what I'm looking for is just a handful of dealers who would really love to do a 3-pillar fixed ops online marketing strategy, and that would also like to be part of the Facebook Attribution project that Bob Lanham and I will be doing. And the idea is to present some really compelling data on fixed ops. Now, PCG Digital is going to be approaching some of our clients to do the Facebook attribution for new and used car sales as well. Okay. So we have enough awesome clients that we're doing Facebook advertising in big ways, and turning on the attribution is going to be easier. Obviously, if you're looking for a new agency, we always are taking new clients. But specifically on this kind of trifecta for fixed ops marketing, either you should be doing it or you should be asking for help. Martin said, most marketing agencies don't care about ROI or conversion. Yeah, this is super important. One of the problems with fixed ops marketing is these online service schedulers are iframed. So that's been a problem for getting the return on ad spend for Google. The reason why the Facebook attribution is so promising, they're matching up. They know who engaged with the ad, and you know who serviced their car because the data is in the DMS. You see, we don't care in Facebook attribution if the service scheduler is used, because we're not trying to say specifically this click generated this dollar amount. We want to say is these people interacted with the Facebook ads, meaning they clicked on them, they came to your website, okay. But we know that that is kind of fuzzy attribution because of the service schedulers. Or maybe you don't have DNI, you're too cheap to do dynamic number insertion to track conversions of Facebook ads to phone calls on desktops or something. The cool thing about Facebook attribution is they know who engaged with your Facebook ads, and take the DMS data, match it up and say, hey, these ad campaigns that were running for service generated this much service revenue. So it's really cool. Kyle is making a comment here. Oh, well, let's hit Martin first. Okay, Dawad said, I'm looking to hire a digital marketing agency soon. Okay, Dawad, please. I will put, by the way, for everyone, my cell phone number in. You can just text me if you want to talk about being part of this pilot, do the trifecta, the 3 pillars of fixed ops online marketing with PCG Digital. Let me hit some of these. Martin, you have to take the CTL, control of analytics setup, conversions by media to understand which medias are the best for less cost. Yes. So Martin, I developed VistaDash a number of years ago, and 2 years ago sold it to Car Wars to help with this idea of which campaigns are generating most conversions, to estimate the cost per sales opportunity. But there's some muddiness, right, in fixed ops because of the service scheduler being an iframe, and you can't link a campaign, even a UTM tagged campaign, with a booked service appointment. So it gets a little crazy. Kyle, hi Kyle. Kyle said, for Mazda dealers, don't miss on the 18 plus pages you can now start with for content available to all dealers that are on a certified website. That's great news, Kyle. You'll need to make you'll need to get some custom content in there if you aren't duplicating other dealers. Yes. So Kyle, let me put it this way. I love the fact that some OEMs, not many, but some, realize that their dealers need some content, specifically landing pages for each of the most common services, in this case for a Mazda customer. The only problem is, as you mentioned, is that content isn't necessarily unique. And of course, the OEM doesn't care. Okay, let me just be clear. The OEM doesn't care because they do not want to preference any one franchise dealer from another. Those content pages do help with quality score. And so I like the fact that OEMs realize, hey, the SEO may not be as effective because we're pushing out the same content, but the landing page and the quality score is a win. So Kyle, thanks for bringing that up. Yet, as Tim Martell will tell you, is that we've lived in a world where cookie cutter, dealers have all the same content on their websites. And then, great folks, at Edmunds or Cars.com or whatever, write original articles and it just crushes, local SEO. It's not easy, by the way, to outrank third-party classifieds. Tim Martell's team, our team, has done it. Why? You have to write long-form content. You have to understand how to write content, and it's not cut and paste. But Kyle, I love the fact that at least Mazda understands if you're on a certified website program and you turn on these landing pages, Google's not going to penalize for duplicate content. Absolutely not, because it's a franchise model and most franchisees have lots of similar content. It's just not going to help you crush it with organic search. That's true. Rick said, Brian, have you seen anyone having success with appointment request forms with fixed ops Facebook ads? Rick, I'm just going to tell you, not specifically, obviously, like Facebook, lead forms, and other tools. I'm going to tell you, we are in a messaging world. I read every one of my texts, and you and I probably have, just being part of this, another 50 emails to read. Emails we see sometimes and say, let me get back to that later. Emails we see and, maybe say, I'll read through that later. I just think that if you can get someone's attention when they're in the moment and they can message you, and that a competent person during normal business hours answers them, I think we just got to get away from forms. We brought this up at DMSC, like Getty price and check availability and all these other silly little games we play with customers. Less than 40% of those people fill that out. So you automatically lose 60% of the people who came to your virtual showroom and you said, stop, no one's here to help you. Stop, no one's here to answer a simple question on selling price. But we'll get back to you whenever we're ready. I think the same thing with service. Yeah, some people will call because they just want to talk with somebody. They're concerned. Maybe they have a question about a recall. Other people, like myself, I'm driving around with get your car serviced, and I got to do it this week, believe it or not. I don't want to talk to anybody. Definitely don't want. I just want to go to the website and message and say, I want to come on this day, and here's my name and here's my phone number, and I want them to be able to look me up and say, oh, Mr. Pash, you have that 2017 Honda Pilot, and and do you know that your lease is coming up in November? I was like, yes, I do. Do you want to trade it in? No, I don't want to do anything right now. I just want to get that service. You know what I mean? I just want it to be streamlined and better. So we have been going, oh, wow, almost an hour. Has anybody enjoyed this content? Can you give me some feedback here? Do you like these lunch and learn? This was just a very focused thing in the 3 pillars of fixed ops online marketing, and 3 things that maybe some of you just haven't realized as much. Duat said, if no forms at all on website, what should we do? All chat? And I want to be careful, differentiate between chat and messaging. Messaging is so much better. So when the customer comes back a day or 2 or 3 later, the conversation continues, so you can see the whole stream. Chat, the session would start all over again. So I'm a fan of messaging rather than chat. Jamie said, yes, thank you. Martin says, which app software tool would you use to optimize your smart marketing on the marketing action. Which app software tool do you use for optimize your smart marketing? Okay, so Martin, we use a number of tools in our agency to run our campaigns. A tool for our social media campaigns, a tool for our AdWords campaigns. Obviously, SEO, we have our keyword ranking tools. That could be a separate conversation for sure. Chera says, great content, good use of time. Juliet said, thanks. Wow, great. A lot of light. Rick, thank you so much. And Rick, thanks for being a part of DMSC. I hope you enjoyed it. It was great to have you on, I think you were on Glenn's panel. Well, that's all for now. So I want to encourage everyone, if you would, brianpash.com has upcoming events, all of my books, the manager mentoring program, even the Fixed Ops Marketing Bootcamp, which will be a virtual event in September. And I put my cell phone number in the comments. If you would like a robust Fixed Ops solution for your dealership, just reach out to me, get a proposal. But if you're going to do it right, you really should do it through all three of those channels, which would be Google Local Ads, Facebook marketing with the attribution layer, and a comprehensive SEO strategy where you should be having a significant number of pages on your website for all your services, plus an overall SEO strategy, sales, service and parts, GMB, regular merchandising of service and parts, and of course, body shop if you have it. That's all I have for you today. This was an impromptu. I was inspired by looking at some data today. This afternoon, I'm doing a presentation to help a dealer open their eyes to their fixed ops opportunity. And it motivated me, like, let me share some of this with everyone. If you have a question and you want to do it for email, Brian at brianpash.com. And we are a full service agency, so if you'd like a comprehensive automotive specific agency to help you with new cars and used cars and service, we are a comprehensive solution. My brother Steve heads up sales. I'll be more than happy to connect you. We can have a call just to understand what your needs are. But we're here to help and educate. So if you're a hands-on person and you do everything yourself, I just gave you 3 challenges to improve your fixed ops game. If you need help, reach out to us. Enough said. And stay tuned for some upcoming information on the Automotive Analytics and Attribution Summit, which I'm now calling the AAA Summit because it sounds so much better. It's a first-class event, virtual and online in November. Everyone, have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, and please share this live cast. It will be on Facebook and Periscope, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can share the link and get other people engaged with the content. Hope to see you soon. And I'll just put my website in the link there as well. Okay, guys, thanks. Have a great day.